Hi, so it is AEW Collision tonight, and honestly, I'm probably more excited for this than I was Dynamite, which is quite an insane statement to make, but honestly, I haven't got a lot. It's an hour till the show kicks off, so I've got to kind of speed through this. So first on the card that's advertised is we'll hear from Mark Briscoe after his TNT win. I think it'll be a passionate promo as per. Do I think someone will call out and give him a match? No, I don't think this week will. I think they'll set that up for next week. Maybe they just have Don come out and maybe tease someone, but we don't know who. If it's anyone for tonight, I think it'll be a Josh Alexander or a Hechicero. I don't think it'll be anyone who is not in the Don Callis family, and I don't think it'll be anyone who's in the C2. So Fletcher's out the window, unfortunately. But Briscoe's great at cutting in a passionate promo. Think it's quite a good shout to make. Next, it says we'll hear from Ricochet after his national title win a full year. And GOA are there too, so it's the whole demand. I think they'll do a whole heel promo, type of deal. Getting booed, ball chants everywhere. I think maybe some Hate Syndicate, someone runs out, maybe MVP, maybe, I don't know, that's debatable. I think they set up a defense with Ricochets, maybe not for tonight, but maybe for another promotion, because that's what the national belt's about, going to other promotions and stuff. I wouldn't be against them setting up a match for that night, though, on Collision, but because the card is so stacked, I doubt it. I think MVP will call out Ricochet, and they'll set something up with that. Or maybe not for Ricochet, but for the GOA, because both guys are on ridiculous runs right now. And last but not least, for the promos, we're saying we'll hear from FTR following their big win. Can't wait for this segment. FTR promos have been excellent now that they've got the gold as heels. I can't wait. I think they'll go over that 11 time. New record they've set for themselves about championships, all for it. I hope we get a Brodido thing. I hope Brodido come out, but I doubt it. I think some sort of tag team will come out. I don't really know who though. Maybe that's where they get Bishop Khan and Toleona, the GOA in, but I doubt it. So after that, we have the MXM TV Open Casting Call Challenge that they do. Who do I think this will be? I think this will, honestly, this wouldn't surprise me if it was FTR themselves. I think that would be a good way, because they normally do that sort of cross promotion thing, with the segments. But if it isn't someone that's already advertised, I think it'll either be Marina Shafir or Megan Bayne to set up more hype for Dynamite's women's tag match. Marina Shafir would be a great call. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's FTR, but I think it might be Marina Shafir. That's my prediction for that one. But then it would, I'm not against that. First actual match on the card, we've got Tekla versus Tay Mello. And I think Tekla will win. I think Tay Mello looked good in the last open challenge she had against MXM TV on Collision a while ago, but 2 weeks ago now. I like Tay Mello. I just don't think, she's a solid mid-carder, that's it. Tekla's a top heel. So I think Tekla's a great way to go. I think Tekla should win. I think Tekla will win. I think Tekla will show out, and I think the match will actually be really entertaining more than people expect. Tay Mello now can do a good, strong hitting performance. She's good at that. And Tekla is just ridiculous. If you've not seen Tekla in a singles match, I'm just excited for getting that again. I've missed Tekla the last few weeks, so I'm excited to get a singles match from Tekla. I like Tekla a lot. After that is possibly the most intriguing match of the night in terms of story-wise. We have Daddy Magic versus Danny Garcia. Now, the way to go with this is Danny Garcia beats the living hell out of Daddy Magic, causing an insane blade job. We're talking Jon Moxley versus Evil Uno from how many years ago? That's the level we're talking. But I think they don't. I think this ends in a DQ or something. I don't really know how this will end. I just don't think it'll be definitive. I think they hold this out till Full Gear and then do the big thing. But I don't think that's the way to go. I think the way to go is have Danny Garcia absolutely destroy Daddy Magic here, because Danny Garcia is ridiculous. I think this is going to be the most heated. Honestly, this is my most looking forward to match of the night, just through story and interest. But obviously, there's a certain match at the top that's phenomenal. But yeah, I think Danny Garcia wins, and if Daddy Magic does not bleed in this match, I will genuinely be disappointed. I'm not exaggerating with that. Next Is Eddie Kingston versus Shibata confirmed on last night's Dynamite because of the full gear interference? I think Shibata will win if it's not ruled out of the match and stuff. I think Hook makes an interference and stuff. I think Eddie gets deliberately, aggravated and stuff. I'm excited to see Eddie have... Hopefully this match is over 5 minutes and stuff. I hope Eddie gets a good run out here. Shibata's a perfect opponent. I think Hook will interfere, maybe Hobbs too, and if it's more than 2 of the Ops and Joe comes out, I think Hangman and Swerve will come out too, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I just think Shibata will win. I think it'll be a good performance by Eddie and Shibata, and I will really be happy if Hook gets an appearance here too, because I think that's the way to go with this. The first Continental Classic match tonight on Collision is in the Gold League, which is Pac versus Speedball Mike Bailey. I think this will be a great match. This will be really technical, especially with how Pac has been. I think Speedball's gonna outshine Pac in speed, but I think every time Pac hits, it'll be a really big reaction from Speedball. I think Pac, how he looked against Darby at Full Gear was great. I think that's the best I've seen Pac in a while. I think this match will be great. I think Pac wins. I think Pac will win this one, just because Kevin Knight won against Darby. I think Pac will win this one, just to kind of compensate for that, if that makes sense. I think Speedball will do great, though, as you expect from Speedball. I think the kicks will ridiculously do well, but I think Speedball will... I think Pac will win it. I'm quite confident Pac will win this one, and I think it'll be a great show out for Speedball and Pac too. So, the last match for tonight is the Continental Classic match in the Blue League, which is Konosuke Takeshita versus Roderick Strong. This will fuck. Oh my god. This is insane. Takeshita, I think Takeshita will win very comfortably. I think the match will absolutely tear the house down. I think the backbreakers versus Takeshita's just overall game. Roderick Strong for me is one of the most underrated wrestlers in the entire world, and people know how good Roddy is, but still, he's just still not slept on, but you know what I mean? You just forget how good Roddy is, and Takeshita's probably wrestler of the year. So, this match will be insanely good. I genuinely cannot wait for this match. I think this will be very hard-hitting. I think Takeshita will land a lot. But I think when Roddy gets the backbreak, I think there's going to be a great reversal in this match. But I do think Takeshita wins. And I want Takeshita to win. I want Takeshita to win the entire thing. And how does this end? Does something happen at the end? Maybe. I don't know. It depends. Honestly, it's kind of hard to call. But I'd like something with Kyle and Okada, maybe. I kind of like all that stuff. But Roddy versus Takeshita gets me giddy. I cannot wait for this match. I think it's going to be... honestly, one of my favourite matches of the year. And that may be overhyping it, but I do not care. It's Konosuke Takeshita versus Roderick Strong. I can have that expectation. But yeah, Collision starts not long after I finish recording this, about half an hour. So I cannot wait. I will not be watching it live. I'll be going to bed. And I will do my review in the morning. And if the review for Dynamite isn't out yet, because TikTok is like the most awful thing in the world, I'll be putting it public on YouTube probably soon when I make the thumbnail.